Imagine stepping out into a winter wonderland, not a public park or a holiday display, but your very own garden. Picture the serenity of a frost-kissed morning, the crunch of snow underfoot, the stark beauty of bare branches against a crisp winter sky. Visualize vibrant holly berries, hardy evergreens, and the delicate tracery of frost on a window pane. This isn't just a whimsical daydream, it's a reality within your grasp. Does that sound too good to be true? Well, with the right knowledge and a bit of effort, you can turn your garden into a winter paradise. Winter gardening might seem like a daunting task. The freezing temperatures, the lack of sunlight, and the snow-covered ground can be quite challenging. But let's take a closer look at these obstacles, shall we? First, let's tackle the freezing temperatures. Plants, much like us humans, aren't too fond of extreme cold. Their growth can be stunted, and in severe cases they might even wither. But worry not, for there are several cold-hardy plants that thrive in wintry conditions. Next, we have the issue of limited sunlight. Winter days are short, and sunlight is scarce. This can lead to a lack of photosynthesis, which is vital for plant growth. However, positioning your plants to catch as much sunlight as possible and using reflective surfaces to amplify the light can help. Finally, let's talk about the snow-covered ground. It can be tricky to plant seeds or transplant seedlings into a frosty soil. But did you know that snow can act as an insulator? It can protect the soil and roots from freezing winds and fluctuating temperatures. So you see, winter gardening does pose its challenges. It's like a chess game with nature, where you have to anticipate her moves and plan your counter strategies, but don't be disheartened. With the right approach, these challenges can be overcome, and that's what this video aims to help you with. The secret to a stunning winter garden lies in the choice of plants. Not all plants can survive, let alone thrive in harsh winter conditions. Your garden doesn't have to be a desolate, frosty landscape when the temperatures drop. With the right selection of plants, your garden can be a vibrant winter wonderland. How, you ask? It's all about choosing winter-hardy plants, those that can withstand the cold and even flourish in it. Some plants are like the superheroes of the botanical world. They can withstand the toughest winter conditions, and they don't just survive, they thrive. So let's dive into the world of these hardy heroes. Evergreens are a great place to start. Why? Because they stay green all year round, hence the name. They can add a vibrant pop of color to your winter garden, even on the coldest days. Some popular evergreens include spruces, pines, and holly. Next up, we have winter flowering plants. These hardy beauties bloom in the coldest months, bringing a splash of color and life to your garden. Some of the best winter bloomers include camellias, winter jasmine, and snowdrops. Then there are ornamental grasses. These might not be the first thing you think of for a winter garden, but they can add texture and movement even in the frosty conditions. Some varieties like blue fescue and feather reed grass remain attractive throughout the winter. Don't forget about shrubs and berries. There's something magical about a frost-covered berry or a shrub dusted with fresh snow. Some winter favorites include winterberry and red-twig dogwood. Of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to choosing the right plants for your winter garden. The important thing is to select plants that can withstand your local winter conditions, whether that's heavy snow, freezing temperatures, or both. So, do your research, consult with local nurseries, and don't be afraid to experiment. After all, gardening is a journey, not a destination. Remember, the right plant choice can make all the difference between a barren winter landscape and a thriving winter garden. Once you've chosen the right plants, the next step is to protect them from the harsh winter elements. Winter can indeed be a challenging time for your plants. The cold, the snow, the wind, they all pose threats to your garden's survival. But don't fret. Armed with the right knowledge and a little effort, you can shield your plants and let them thrive amidst the frosty weather. Let's dig into some useful strategies. First up, mulching. Now, mulching is like offering your plants a cozy blanket to snuggle in during the winter. It helps to insulate the soil, keeping it warm and preventing frost heave, a process where plants are pushed out of the ground by the natural freeze-thaw cycles of winter. Organic mulch like straw, pine needles, or shredded bark works best for this purpose. Just remember to wait until the ground has frozen before you apply the mulch to trap the cold out, not in. Next, consider creating windbreaks. Windbreaks are barriers that block or reduce the wind's speed, preventing it from causing damage to your plants. They can be natural, like a row of trees or shrubs, or artificial, like a fence or a garden wall. If you're using plants as windbreaks, make sure they're sturdy and can withstand the winter onslaught. And if you opt for an artificial windbreak, ensure it has gaps to let the wind filter through slowly, not bounce back with greater force. Now let's talk about covers and cloches. Covers like garden fleece or burlap wraps can be used to shield your plants from frost and heavy snow. They trap heat from the ground, creating a warmer microclimate for your plants. But remember, don't wrap the plants too tightly. You want to create an insulating layer of air between the cover and the plant. Cloches, on the other hand, are like mini greenhouses. They're usually used for individual plants or small groups of plants. They can be made from various materials, including plastic and glass, and they work by trapping heat from the sun during the day and releasing it slowly at night. If you're dealing with potted plants, an easy protective measure is to simply move them indoors or to a sheltered location. However, remember to acclimate them to the indoor environment gradually to avoid shock. And there you have it. A few protective measures can make a world of difference for your plants in winter. From mulching to windbreaks, covers to cloches, and even relocating potted plants, these strategies can help your garden withstand the frosty onslaught. It's not just about survival, but about enabling your garden to thrive in the winter months. Remember, every garden is unique, and what works for one might not work for another. It's all about understanding your garden's specific needs and responding to them effectively. Proper protection will ensure your plants not only survive the winter but thrive, adding beauty to your garden even in the coldest months. Maintaining a winter garden isn't as demanding as you might think. In fact, it can be quite rewarding. The crisp, cool air, the sparkling frost, and the quiet stillness of your garden in winter can offer a serene escape from the hustle and bustle of life. But to keep this tranquil oasis thriving, a few maintenance tasks are necessary. First up, watering. The winter season is deceptive. It might appear that your garden doesn't need watering due to the cold weather, but that's not entirely true. Plants still need moisture in winter, albeit less than in warmer months. Water your plants early in the day to allow the moisture to reach the roots before the temperature drops at night. And remember, overwatering can lead to root rot, so moderation is key. Next, we have pruning. Winter is the perfect time for this task as most plants are dormant. Prune your deciduous trees and shrubs to promote healthy growth in spring. Get rid of dead, diseased, or damaged branches to prevent the spread of disease and to shape your plants for a more aesthetic appeal. Always remember to make clean, sharp cuts to avoid causing unnecessary harm to your plants. Lastly, keep an eye out for pests and diseases. The cold weather doesn't necessarily mean a break from these nuisances. Regularly inspect your plants for signs of disease or pest infestation. Look for discoloration, spots, or unusual growth patterns. If you spot any of these signs, act promptly. Use eco-friendly pesticides and fungicides to treat your plants and keep them healthy. Winter garden maintenance might seem like a daunting task, especially when you're bundled up against the chill. But think of it as an act of love, a way to nurture your garden so it can continue to bring you joy even in the coldest of months. With a bit of care and attention, your winter garden can remain a wonderland, a testament to the resilience of nature and your green thumb. Consistent maintenance will keep your winter garden in top shape, ready to dazzle everyone with its beauty. Winter gardening might seem challenging, but with the right knowledge and effort, you can create a beautiful winter wonderland right in your backyard. Indeed, the cold season brings its own set of challenges, but it also offers unique opportunities for garden artistry. The key is in choosing the right plants, those that thrive in colder climates, and offer striking visuals against the backdrop of frost and snow. Protection is essential, of course, as winter can be harsh on your garden. Covering plants, using mulch, and employing windbreaks are some of the methods you can use to shield your garden from the cold. Regular maintenance, including pruning and feeding your plants, will ensure they stay healthy and ready to bloom when spring arrives. Embrace the challenge, and you'll find that winter gardening is not just about surviving the cold. It's about creating a tranquil, beautiful space that brings joy even in the coldest months. So why wait? Turn your garden into a winter wonderland today.